Thank you for joining us on this Friday, September 20th. Live from the Beasley Media Complex in Boone, this is the Appalachian Weekly News. I'm Ian Objio.
And I'm Christina Beals.
A group based in Boone has taken the initiative to help those in the Bahamas recovering from Hurricane Dorian's destruction. Wine to Water is a nonprofit organization that provides clean water to impoverished areas of the world. They sent upwards of 700 water filters to the area. Made of a special membrane, the filters help to remove microorganisms from drinking water. Josh Elliott is the Director of International Programs. He says they hope to relieve the already damaged water infrastructure. He also says that he hopes the filters will not be an end goal, but a beginning of aid to those affected. Wine to Water is accepting donations, and you can find details on the organization's Facebook page and website. The URL is www.winetowater.org.
App State's University Forum Committee is hosting a lecture and film series throughout the year to help enlighten the community on women's issues. This series honors the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which passed in 1920, which gave women the right to vote. Professors and authors will come on campus and create open dialogue for various social issues. Past speakers have included activist Gloria Steinem and CNN correspondent Peter Bergen. The most recent series event was a showing of the film titled Heather Booth, Changing the World.
I attended the screening of Heather Booth, Changing the World, a film about Booth's life as a political organizer and activist. After the screening, she answered audience questions and spoke to me about what drives her.
Throughout my life, I've been involved in social change activity, in the civil rights movement, in the women's movement, with labor organizing around issues of immigration reform, of financial reform, of protecting consumers, for health care, for women's health. And in all of this work, the key lesson I learned is even when times seem rough, we can change the world and make it better, but only if we take action, join with others, and organize.
With the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Sadie Maddock.
The next event will feature Wendy Roos, a San Jose State University professor. She will speak about women's suffrage, self-defense, and the struggle for equality in the progressive era. The event will take place on October 3rd in Belk Library, room 114.
In an increasingly politicized world, navigating the discomfort surrounding debate and discussion can be hard. An annual event held on campus seeks to change this. Sponsored by the Sustained Dialogue Institute in Washington, D.C., the Inclusive Leadership Retreat is led by a professional who shows students and faculty how to engage in conversation over issues ranging from political parties to issues over race and sexuality. Kelsey Lamb is Student Engagement Chairperson of APPS. She says the retreat helps to show through its inclusive environment that no matter what they believe, people can connect through simple conversation. Students interested in learning more can visit Sustained Dialogue's webpage at the following URL, sustaineddialogue.appstate.edu.
The Women's Center is hosting a new event to communicate orientation information to incoming students. The event series called In Real Life guides new students in getting involved on campus and having the best possible experiences at App State. The series' first discussion talked about social lives, which took place September 18th at the Women's Center. Melanie Turner is the Women's Center graduate assistant. She said if she had this as a student, her life would have been easier and she would have felt more connected to her community. Future IRL events will include career advancement, financial advice, and mental health. Event dates have not been announced, but will be posted on the Appalachian's website when released.
App State welcomes Brian Stevenson to Holmes Convocation Center on Tuesday, September 17th. He is the author of this year's common reading book, Just Mercy, which documents his work as a lawyer for those incarcerated and on death row. Stevenson said that to understand those who are incarcerated, people need to do some research beyond what they read and hear in the media. He advocated for a better understanding of their backgrounds. He hopes his experiences help students realize the issues facing our world today and to have more empathy.
The Appalachian Police Academy is only in its second year and have already defined strong team bonds among its officers. The Academy is a summer 640-hour training program App State students take to become certified part-time campus police officers. Students are eligible for the training after being cadets with the App State Police for 1 year. Captain Casey Mitchell is the director of the police department. He said the police academy is important because it is an important opportunity for college students to gain experience as campus police officers. John Sanders is a senior criminal justice and psychology major and former police academy member. He said a highlight of the training was the relationships he formed with other members.
These days, we aren't used to seeing very many black and white silent films. However, that is exactly the way App State alumni and director Ty Bruley's short movie Meng Hua Lu was filmed. Following a recently deceased man and his journey to the afterlife, it delves into the world of addiction. This is Bruley's second film. Meng Hua Lu has been featured at over 20 festivals worldwide and has won Best Film Noir Short at the Independent Shorts Awards in Los Angeles. Bruley is attending the Oaxaca Film Fest in Mexico, and Meng Hua Lu is up for showing.
The Henderson Springs LGBT Center's new graduate assistant wants to use his position to talk about racial backgrounds as they relate to sexual identity. Raekwon Haynes earned his bachelor's degree in psychology from North Carolina A&T University and is pursuing his master's degree in marriage and family therapy at App State. Haynes said he heard students complain about feeling uncomfortable in the LGBT Center, and he wants to create a more inclusive environment. Multicultural Student Development Center Assistant Director Jerisha Ferrer said she wanted to find a candidate that identifies with the LGBT community so they could better support those they help. Ferrer said Haynes is responsible for helping students in the LGBT Center with immediate support and connecting with proper resources. As an undergraduate, Haynes was involved with the People Recognizing Our Underlying Differences organization, also known as PROUD. Haynes says coming from NCA&T to App State was an adjustment for him, but he still wants to push for equal rights and treatment.
I guess create inclusivity in the center. I want it to be more people of color coming into the center. I want it to be more people of different demographics coming into the center and feeling welcome and like they belong.
Surviving a recent fire, a blowing rock tree that inspires people to write prayers on heart-shaped paper hanging from its branches remains an attraction. The prayer tree is located on the corner of Main and Maple Streets in front of the Take Heart Boutique. The boutique's owner, Sherry Furman, started it in July of 2018 after saying she heard a calling from God. In summer 2019, Furman's boutique burned down in a fire, but the written prayers remained undamaged. Some passerby pray over the tree's prayer requests. Kate Saufer stopped to read one of the prayers. Saufer said the tree is a way for people to express feelings peacefully. Speaking of prayers, we're hoping for a win this weekend.
Now it's time to check in on sports with Matthew Cosgrove.
Thanks, guys. I actually just left Blowing Rock and put a couple prayers there for the game tomorrow, but we'll get to that in a second. The Appalachian State women's volleyball team hosted the Appalachian Invitational September 12th through 14th at Holmes Convocation Center. Iowa State, North Carolina State University, and Western Carolina all participated. The Lady Mountaineers made quick work of Western Carolina Catamounts. 4 players recorded double-figure kills in a 3-1 victory over Western Carolina during the first day of the Invitational on Thursday. Emma Longley had a season-high 23 kills, while Kara Spicer added 18 kills. On Friday, Longley got her 1,000th kill of her career. The Mountaineers still came up on the short end of a 3-0 decision to the Iowa State Cyclones. The Cyclones recorded 48 kills, while the Neers tallied 41. Things went from bad to worse when the Wolfpack from North Carolina State came prowling through the woods of Boone. The Lady Wolfpack defeated the Mountaineers in an absolute thriller of a match. After 4 sets, the two teams found themselves deadlocked at a 2-2 and went to deciding 5th frame. NC State scored 4 consecutive points to build a 12-7 lead. The rest is history. NC State won the match 3-2. The Mountaineers will return to action when they play Winthrop tonight at 6 p.m., and the team will also battle Big Ten foe Maryland tomorrow night. That game also starts at 6 p.m. There are a few iconic moments in sports when we're remembering watching it happen. Tom Brady jumping up and down after Malcolm Butler's Super Bowl interception, and when Appalachian State knocked off number 5 Michigan in Ann Arbor back in 2007. A lot has happened to the Mountaineers since then. One thing that hasn't, a football game against the Tar Heels. That changes tomorrow. For the first time in 79 years, your Mountaineers take a trip down I-40 to take on the University of North Carolina Tar Heels in Chapel Hill. The Mountaineers are a 3-point underdog and will certainly have their work cut out for them. Carolina's head coach is Mack Brown. He's a former Texas head coach and a Hall of Famer with the championships to show it. He began his head coaching career here in Boone, but only led the program for 1 season before leaving to become the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma and eventually becoming the head coach at the University of Texas, where he won a national championship in 2005. Brown has completely turned the Tar Heels around. With wins over the University of Miami and the University of South Carolina, UNC commands the attention and respect from college football. App State looks to do the same. After escaping with a win against UNC Charlotte 2 weeks ago, the Mountaineers' defense gave up over 500 yards of total offense while also accumulating over 140 penalty yards. With a 2-week break coming to an end, the Mountaineers look to improve on their flaws and shock the football world once again. A victory over Carolina would be the team's biggest win since beating the Michigan Wolverines. If you can't make it to the game, you can watch on Fox Sports Go, Fox Sports South, and Southeast. Kickoff is at 3:30 p.m. I'm Matt Cosgrove. That's sports for this week. Roll Nears. And that's a Hail Mary prayer back to you guys.
Thank you, Matthew. And now it's time for your High Country High Note. The Hayes School of Music hosted Harmonia Baroque, a concert showcasing musical pieces by Baroque-era composers on Thursday, September 8th in the Rosen Concert Hall. The band that performed was led by Dr. Alicia Chapman, assistant oboe professor with the Hayes School of Music. Her group played pieces from composers like Antonio Vivaldi and Giovanni Platti. What differs Baroque music from modern music is in the instruments. Baroque instruments are heavier and produce a deeper sound. Corinne Cassini was the Baroque cellist for the concert. She said her cello strings were different from its modern counterpart because of its warmer sound. Chapman said Baroque music is a legacy, and it is important to pass on the tradition to a new generation of listeners. That's our report this week. I'm Christina Beals.
And I'm Ian Objio. From all of us at the Appalachian Weekly News, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.